Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome today to the first episode of Champion of the Day 2018, and today we are going to be having a look at Thor Jane Foster. Now, what this series kind of aims to do is bring some light to some of the lesser played characters in Marvel Contest of Champions and talk about their advantages, their disadvantages, highlighting some of the interesting and quirky stuff they can do. So if you pull these champions, you might find a use for them at some point during your game and really just have a little bit of fun playing all of the different characters and showcasing some of the really cool stuff they can do. And today I wanted to start off with Thor Jane Foster because she's a character that I absolutely love playing. She's so much fun, but the problem with Thor Jane Foster overall is that she's a mystic champion and she gets very much overshadowed by champions like Magic, Dr. Voodoo, Ghost Rider, Scarlet Witch, and there are many more top mystic champions in the game, but Thor Jane Foster, in the right circumstances, is just an absolute beast mode champion and very fun to play. So before we get started into the gameplay, I want to talk a little bit about this character, the advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages: she has absolutely fantastic damage, she has chain stun potential that can be very good in the right scenarios, especially with the combo of Mystic Dispersion Mastery against anybody that has debuffs or any nodes that either give you increased power gain or reduce the cost of your special attacks. She has also a little bit of increased energy resistance, which I didn't realize till I investigated this character a little bit earlier. So yeah, that might be alright for negating stuff like Mephisto's Aura of Incineration a little bit there. Also, the heavy attacks on Thor Jane Foster have a good chance, it's 85% chance to stagger the enemy for 8 seconds, up to 2 times, which is a stagger is essentially like a preemptive nullify. So, if you parry and then heavy attack an Iron Man at 20%, and that pushes him down to 50%. That can completely negate stuff like Arc Overload. So yeah, a little bit of an interesting use there. And in matchups like Hyperion, this could be potentially quite helpful for warding off, all those stacks of power gain there. But they only last 8 seconds, which, I don't know, if you time it at the right time, you might be able to stagger two bits of Hyperion's power gain there. But that's really it. Thor Jane Foster, very simple champion. Kind of the goal is to get off these special attacks, have the shock, and then just pound their enemy, because shock targets have a 21% chance to stun the opponent for 2.1 seconds. Again, with the Superfly Mastery, this is increased to 2.6, and then with the Awakened ability, which is kind of one of the cons of Thor Jane Foster. Thor Jane Foster's Awakened ability is so cool. Essentially, anytime your opponent is stunned, and this can trigger from parry as well, it guarantees that your attacks are going to be a critical hit and provides a bonus amount of critical damage rating against those stun targets, which is pretty cool. But one of the downsides potentially about Thor Jane Foster is that she has, as a base, very low crit damage rating. So, this crit damage kind of like brings it up to your average character's stats. But still, the guaranteed stun is very awesome to have. So yeah, as we're talking about the disadvantages of this character, so in terms of the Mystic class, when it comes to like Mystic T4CCs, there are better overall options in terms of utility that a lot of people need for tackling endgame. That's why characters like Ghost Rider, Scarlet Witch, Dr. Voodoo, they will get ranked up in kind of priority of this character. The second one is, she needs to be awakened if she's a character you want to play to get that like guaranteed crit on the stun and increased crit damage to bring her up to a really nice level of damage output. She needs to be awakened, and you really don't want to play this character in any scenario where she's unawakened, because yeah, she's just not very fun at all to play, and very measly damage output there. And another point is you need to be able to both debuff and stun your opponent, because you need to have the shock off, and you also need to be able to stun. So this has disadvantages, and a lot of stuff in Act 5 when you come to Labyrinth of Legends, Alliance War. There are a lot of scenarios and nodes that will just make Thor Jane Foster really not an option that you want to bring at all. And really the final point is the stun RNG, while it can sometimes be amazing, it's a 21% chance, it's a good average every 5 hits. chance that you're going to get one stack of stun. Sometimes it can be very, very bad, and I think really for Jane Foster, if you want to play this champion, she's very much for the aggressive play. You need to get stuck in there, just trying to chain stun as much as possible, but as we've seen in some of the events earlier this year, there are certain those like stun vulnerability that, you know, increase the amount of damage somebody is taking while they are stunned, and we saw that in the King Groot and Angela event, and for Jane Foster was by far one of the best options for dealing with the final King Groot there, and we tried to highlight that a bit in the Freestyle Master Mode Challenge. But yeah, there are pros and cons of this character, but mainly, like, if you can stun and have increased power gain, then she's a fairly good option to go for. Now, I thought we'd take on the Expert Daily Map here, just to kind of open up for Jane Foster a bit, because there are some, she's only 330, and there's some very high health targets on this path. Now, the team that I decided to go with, because I got so much crit damage, you know, additional crit damage from my masteries, and also her signature ability, I thought kind of building a crit damage team around for Jane Foster wouldn't really be the right option. I decided to go for a full attack team to, you know, get as much additional base attack and damage out of this character as possible, and we're going to see how that works out. So let's turn off auto fight and open her up and give her a little bit of a go. It's been a while since I've played for Jane Foster, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, let's get that 5 combo there. As you can see, the damage isn't too impressive at the moment, but you stun and the damage instantly doubles. Just fantastic. But the goal here is to, get that shock off with a special one. And I think before, I don't exactly remember what patch it was. I think it was 12.0 or something like that. I messed up the, combo there. I think you need to get a 4 combo when you see that stun. And that's what it's all about when it comes to playing for Jane Foster, is just also shortening your combos where is relevant, so you can keep chain stunning and attacking on. But we'll get maybe a little bit better and try a bit more of an ambitious high health opponent kill toward the end of this video. I think we might go up against Realm Legends Winter Soldier, because he's actually quite an interesting fight to go up against with for Jane Foster, because if your opponents, you know, they're not using their special free in this map, they are, so we need to be a little bit careful of that, or maybe take some tactful gambles. When they're not using your special free, I can imagine she can be quite fun to go to town with. And also, you know, the benefit of keeping the stun on your opponent can potentially be like reduced power gain, reduced ability accuracy if you've invested points in like Pacify and what's the other one? Pacify and Petrify, I believe, are both of the masteries. Right, we're gonna get another stun there. Okay, can we do double medium before we get in? Okay, that was a little bit too risky. Let's go for the 5 combo again. Just trying to figure out like what's a good place to end with the stuns. But yeah, I think if you're quick, you can get a 4 combo in with a 2.6 seconds stun. But I think maybe the average player might just want to go for like a medium, light, medium, just when you see it. But again, it really depends. You need to like adapt very much on the fly to when you see the stun coming in. So it's a character that I think takes quite a bit of practice if you want to play her to a really high and good level. Right, let's get the evade there. And shall we try a heavy... Maybe if the opportunity presents itself, because I guess with stunned, you know, we might have a alright opportunity, double medium there, so we can get a 5 combo. And let's go for a heavy attack, double stagger. Oh, that was a pretty beautiful example of how the stat... Well, maybe that might have been the assassins there, but we got, you know, Arc Overload didn't trigger. It would have been the perfect time there. Got another Iron Man as well to test that out on. To be honest, the stun lines are perfect to... you know, throw in a heavy attack to negate that Arc Overload. So it's an interesting one. And also, if your stun's just about to expire, you know, you can throw off a quick heavy attack for that bonus damage as well. So there are some interesting ways that you can play for Jane Foster. I think there are really like 2 changes when I was looking at this character's abilities that I think that I would make if I was like redesigning for Jane Foster. And the first one would be like, if the target is stun immune, then shock, you would still, you know, get the additional benefit of the, you know, guaranteed crit. While shock is active, you still get the additional benefit of the guaranteed crit, while simultaneously, yeah, getting the crit damage as well. So just to essentially, you know, make her a viable character against stun immune ones. I understand that sentence. Oh, it's a little bit messy, man. I shouldn't think about talking while I'm fighting mid-fight on a character that I'm not overly familiar with. But there we go, we got Iron Man down, not too bad at all. She's pulling some very nice weight so far, and the character, she just feels really, really good to play with it, with all the stuns firing off. But I think, you know, you kind of get the idea when playing this character with the somewhat unreliability of her stun, while when it comes to options where there are increased power gain or, you know, reduced cost on your special attacks, why champions like Ronan and Stark and Spider-Man that have 100% chance to stun on their special one are a little bit more preferred, comparatively speaking. Alright, there we go. We can get another nice 5 combo in there. And is that going to be enough? There we go. Not too bad at all. Yeah, the 330, man, she hits really, really nice. It just feels like such a fantastic character to play. I think for maximum shock uptime, I really think for Jane Foster is mostly about spamming the special one. But again, you know, I'm not the most savvy for Jane Foster player in the world. So, you know, if you're a really big fan of this character, feel free to leave, you know, any additional tips and tricks that you have in the comments. Like, that's what I'm really looking forward to reading as we go through all the different characters to see, you know, what are some of the pro tips and interesting uses that other people have found that maybe, you know, enjoy playing these characters a little bit more on a regular basis. Alright, there we go. We can get off a nice little 5 combo there as well. Is that going to be enough to take us home? Okay, 4 combo, and get him down. Yeah, once you get used to those 4 combos, if you get stun on the final hit, 4 combo, and your shock's still active, and you can follow up with like another 5 combo, and then a special one, it's a lot of hits in the space of that stun. So yeah, some certainly interesting stuff. And what is it? The matchup with Black Bolt. Well, actually, we can't nullify. We can preemptively nullify here, which is going to fuel our Mystic Dispersion a little bit. So that's quite nice. But yeah, it would be nice if also, as well as staggering, that's one thing. I'd like the stagger to have a 100% chance, but simultaneously, as well as staggering, if oh no, I messed this up a little bit. Okay, we should be good. We should be good. Didn't get wrecked by the special free. If the heavy attack was a little bit more versatile and had as well as like 100% chance to stagger twice, if it was 100% chance to remove two debuffs as well, I think that'd be really, really awesome. So yeah, that's an additional change that I'd like to see for Jane Foster. But I think there's quite a bit to do. I think the stun locking, it's maybe proving a little bit more difficult. I'm going to try and get this Loki maybe to a special free and see how long we can keep him stun locked for. I think that's a little bit of the challenge here. We'll give it a go. See if we can find a good opportunity to do that. Right, so I think the stun lock might start now. Oh no, messed that one up a little bit. See if we can get involved. Slap that down. Okay, we've got a good opportunity to get in now. Can get stun in that 5 combo. Again, a little bit unfortunate sometimes in the RNG. Okay. I don't feel like we're getting terribly lucky with the stuns this fight. Oh, and also I just remembered as well. This is why I was like, oh damn, my stuns seem so quick. I forgot going the last buff. You also get, what is it, Limber on the final boss. So that's why this really isn't a fantastic overall fight for Jane Foster. But she's doing alright, man. She's still slugging away. Getting a nice little bit of damage in there just to finish off Loki. I think for Jane Foster, she would have been alright for the Goblin challenge Loki. Maybe not the best option, but a bit of an interesting one there. But overall, for Jane Foster, she's got a little bit of good going for her. She's not too bad to play. I think having this character, if you got her as a 5-star, it wouldn't be the best in the world, but if you awakened her, she'd be super, super fun to play. If you got her to something like rank 2, rank 3, maybe, I don't think there's many scenarios where a lot of people contemplate taking a Jane Foster as a 5-star up to rank 4, just due to the fact that, you know, when it comes to Act 5 and Labyrinth of Legends and Alliance War, a lot of the stuff that you need these rank 4 characters for, hasn't got too much going on, but I don't know, might be okay for some boss killing. Would you be good for any bosses? No, I don't think she'd be that great for any bosses in Alliance Quest, but hey, whatever. She's an alright champion to play, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of Champion of the Day 2018. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you got any for Jane Foster additional pro tips or comments, leave them below. And also in the comments, let me know who you want to see as the next Champion of the Day tomorrow on the channel. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.